So in the previous lesson, we created a beautiful hero banner in under 6 minutes. But in this lesson, we're going to go over everything you need to know when it comes to animating components within Framekit. There are a couple of types of animations that I want to explain. Loading animations, scrolling into view animations, scrolling animations, hovering animations, and mouse interactive animations. So let's say we have a hero banner like this. As you can see, by default, it added a beautiful animation where if you hover over the images, it follows the mouse a little bit, and it also makes the images a bit brighter. And if we just would have told it that in clear words here in the AI chat, it would have done that. But now the only thing that's missing is a beautiful animation when the site loads. So let's go and say the following prompt. Please animate in everything nicely on first load. And we can make the images slide in and animate in one by one. And please make the images slide in and animate in one by one. So now we're just going to press on go. Alright, so now it is done and I refreshed. And as you can see, it does a beautiful animation. So that is good to go. If we then want to change anything, we can go into behavior and there we can animate and change the animations the way we want. And if we go to media, we can also find the animation sliders and changes that we can make to the image animations. Alright, so here we have a component where I want to hover over the images and I want to have them slide out. So we're going to go to the component and we're going to say, please, when hovering over the images or image stack, make them slide out next to each other. Make them slide out horizontally. To left, to right. Alright, so now we can send this. So as you can see, we can now hover over this component and it will slide them out nicely. Now, one other thing that we could do is we can, for example, say that we want to have an hover effect when hovering over the images. So we can say, please, when hovering over each image, zoom in the image within its aspect ratio slightly. So now let's send that and let's see if it does that as well. Right, so now as you can see, if I hover over them, they zoom in slightly within the aspect ratio. And if I go to edit, I can check out all the controls. And I'll probably have to go to media and yeah, I can here have the animation controls. Now if I go to the next animation, here we have a really beautiful scroll animation. So the way this is done is by having an image uploaded to this aspect ratio, so to this horizontal container, that it has a little bit more height than the container itself, because then when scrolling, you can tell it to move up and down the image a little bit when scrolling over the component. So that will be the prompt. Now here in the next one, we have a beautiful interactive mouse animation. So this is done by telling the AI to make the images tilt to the right and left based on where the mouse is, and maybe even up. Okay, not up, but right and left. So as you can see, it does that really nicely. Now to get this perspective and this 3D effect, you can tell it to also tilt the images initially already. And then here in behavior, you can see that the perspective amount is also editable. Now one last animation that's very important is this one. So this one you will achieve by telling the AI to animate everything in nicely when scrolling the component into view. This is important because if not, the component is only animated when the site loads, but you want them to one by one animate in when coming into view nicely.